Come with us to a speaking engagement whereby I'll be speaking to young people about savings and investments. Say hi to my brothers.
Hi. Hi.
Sunday school. Yes, so as you've heard, I am a personal finance advocate. What that means is that I love helping people learn how to get the money, manage the money, and make the money work for them. So ideally, that's my passion. Apart from that, I also work in the investment space here in Kenya for one company. Just a minute. Apologies. And by virtue of I was once a member, feel free kuniuliza maswali. I am here to help you get started. In case you've not started your investment and savings journey, I'm the person to ask the questions. So feel free. I am one of you. All right? Okay. So okay. There we have it. I'm not sure whether ni somebody hapa ama hapo iko sawa. Okay.
Poleni guys, hii screen iko na issue.
Yeah.
But I think ile inaonekana a bit clear, but we'll share the PDF for us.
Yes. If it's possible, we can just share it on the WhatsApp group. If you want to go in a copy, that's fine.
Let me share.
God's will for you in life. I'll leave you with the Bible verse, Luke 14:28. You can read it later. Also, money is a good servant, but a terrible master. What does this mean? It means that you have to learn to make your money work for you. Otherwise, it will leave you. And the thing is, most of us, nani anajua hii Bible verse that money is the root of evil? Who has ever heard that? Yeah. What is your interpretation, someone? Money is the root of evil. What is your interpretation of it?
Love of money. Love of money is not just money.
Exact. Therefore, you have to learn to master your money. It is not the money that is evil. It is how you handle it or how you let it run your life. Therefore, you have to learn how to master it. Alright? So, the first topic of the day, saving. What is saving? I love an interactive. Okay. Who can try? What is saving? Define saving.
Inaweza sema like kuweka pesa mahali ndio ikusaidie hapo mbele. Like saving money so that it can save you.
Yes, exactly. It is simply taking from your income, taking a portion of it and keeping it aside, which is very different from investing, but we'll talk about investing later. So saving is simply taking a portion of whatever amount you have and keeping it for later. And why do we save? Why do we save? We can try before I give you my points. Why do we save? Someone else? Yeah.
To cater for, let's say, emergencies in future.
Yes. Nice, exact. To cater to emergencies. Someone else? Why do we save? I'm not saving. Why do you save? Why have you ever saved money? It can be after you finish school, hakunanga any wrong answer. So feel free, whatever idea you've had, why do we save? Say it. Feel free.
To go on vacation.
Yes, to go on vacation. Nani hapendi vacation? Another one. Yes.
To buy a land.
Yes, to buy land. You can save to buy land. Ladies, why do we save? Yes?
To buy a car.
Yes, to buy a car. There are so many things that you can save for, but ideally, the main purpose of saving is that you have some stash of cash somewhere, alright? In case, for example, utoke pale and your phone goes, unaweza replace aje. That's why you need an emergency fund savings account to cater for such emergencies. Whenever you need to upgrade your phone, your laptop, you can have some money set aside for that. Alright? Okay. So we save for various things. Emergency funds, vacations, etc. But the question is, what are the types of savings accounts that you should have? Any ideas? Okay, I'll give you a clue. We can have different types of savings accounts depending on what we are saving for. As we've said, an emergency, therefore that one is called an emergency fund account. We can also have other types of savings accounts for short-term needs. Yes, which are called sinking fund savings accounts. Hapo ndipo tunapata saving for vacation, saving for your birthday, saving for presents during Christmas, and all that. So 2 types that I want you to understand: emergency funds and sinking fund savings accounts. Alright? Okay. Other types will depend on the duration. For example, we can have short-term savings accounts which cater to your goals that are less than 1 year. Less than 1 year, short-term savings accounts. If you want to upgrade your phone in the next 6 months, that's a short-term savings account. Then we have mid-term, that is between 1 to 3 years for longer, bigger goals. For example, you can, if you want to upgrade your house, you can save up for your couch, etc. All those needs will be in a mid-term savings account. Then we have long-term savings accounts, which are beyond 4 years, mainly 5 years. Okay? Alright. So the question remains, now we know what we are saving for, why we are saving, so where do we save our money? For this one, I'd like to get your responses. Where have you ever saved your money? Hata kama ni under the mattress, feel free. This is a safe space, you can share. So where have you ever saved your money? Feel free, semeni. Karibu. Yeah? Yes, in a bank. Yes, money market fund account and M-Shwari. Awesome, tu mnajua. But the question is, when you are picking where to save your money, what are the things that you should look at? One, being the safety of your funds. Because yes, no, but in the next minute someone has broken into it and then your money is gone. So number one, look at the safety. Alright? Another thing that you have to look at is how easily you can access your money. For some of us, we save today in M-Shwari. Kesho, we want that money, therefore we take it. So how easily can you access it? Because the easier it is to access, the harder it will be for you to achieve your saving goal. Therefore, it should not be so easy to access, nor should it be too hard to access. Otherwise, for example, as we've said, we need an emergency savings account. Whenever an emergency comes and you can't access your money, utafanya nini? Itabidi either ukope your friends or you take a loan, which is, let's face it, it's not ideal. Alright? So safety and accessibility. Those are the two things that you should look at whenever you are picking a place to save your money. Alright? Okay. So here's a tip that has worked for me since I was in campus. Anytime that I receive a certain amount of money, I save a percentage. Okay, back then it was 10%. Nikitumiwa punch, 50 bob goes into my savings account, and that has helped me achieve so many goals, financial goals. Nimewambia, I made my first investment while I was in campus, and it is through this simple habit of anytime I receive an amount, a certain percentage goes into my savings account. So that's my tip for you. Okay. All right. I believe we can go on. So before you spend, always save. That's the only way that you can achieve your financial goals, right? And here's a question that I have. How many of us have the M-Pesa app? M-Pesa app? Nice, a majority of us, nice. And how many of us have used the automation feature on M-Pesa? Okay. Let me explain what automation means. To automate means that you automatically deduct a certain amount of money each time you receive it. For example, for those of us who are employed, you can have a standing order with your bank, meaning before you touch that money, that income, there is a certain percentage that goes direct into your savings account. So that is what automation means. And Safaricom has launched that automation feature. Alright? So after this, go and take a look at it, because that's the fastest way that you can achieve your financial goals. Automation. Alright? The less you think about that money, the faster you'll be able to reach your goals. Alright? Okay. So, in the next slide. So, last year in September, I launched a savings challenge whereby, excuse me. Yes, last year in September, we launched the 100K Savings Challenge, whereby I am helping 1,000 people in Kenya save 100,000 by the end of 2025. And I'd like to invite you, anywhere that I go, I invite people. So consider that we are a community of people. The funny thing is that we launched in September. By January, over 20 people had already achieved that 100,000. That's the power of belonging to a community. Alright? And the funny thing is that 5 out of the 20 are campus students. So it doesn't matter whether you have that regular income or that huge amount, you can still join. So feel free to scan the code. This code will take you to an account. We are saving in a money market fund account. Someone mentioned one way of saving. We can save in a money market fund account. And why did we pick a money market fund account? account. Well, the thing is, with money market fund accounts, they are low risk, meaning once you place your money there, your capital is protected. It is one of the lowest investment options in Kenya. We are using, okay, let this be for anyone who scans. We'll discuss more later, but ideally we are using a money market fund account because 1, it is low risk, 2, it is safe, and 3, it is not as easy to access your money. For money market fund accounts, they take between 2 to 3 days to, in case you place a withdrawal request, you'll get your money within that time frame. So accessibility, uko sawa. All right? Okay. Any questions so far? Tuko sawa. All right. Next slide. We can look at investing. So this is my favorite topic. I love talking about investing and the difference between saving and investing. While saving, you are just placing that certain amount aside so that you can use it at a future date. For investing, the purpose is that you earn. Okay? That is what I meant by making your money work for you. And that is ideally what investing is. Making your money work for you by earning interest. Okay? Okay. So, why should you as a young person invest? The main point is, as a young person, you have time on your side. And what do I mean by this? Quick question. How many of us spend 200 bob a day? Just raise your hand. How many of us spend at least 200 shillings a day? All right. And how many of us save 200 bob a day? So 200 shillings is 6,000, at least 6,000 a month. How many of us invest 6K a month? Nice, we have 4 people. Awesome. Do you know that 200 shillings a day is 72,000 a month, a year? 72,000 a year. And 72,000 a year invested at 10% per annum is 4.5 million in 20 years. So question is, do you think 200 bob is a small amount? Is it? It is not. Next slide. I wish we could see the graph better, but ideally, 200 shillings invested per day for the next 20 years is 1.5 million. That is, you will have put aside 1.5 million. How many of us have 1.5 million right now? No one. Well, if you start today, 200 bob pekee, hata usitafute pesa nyingi sana. 200 bob per day, ama 6K per month. For those of us who can get the amount in a monthly basis. 6K per month. In 20 years, you will have saved 1.44 million. But if you invest at 10% per annum, last year we saw so many big numbers, 18%, 29%, but 10% per annum. For the next 20 years, you will have 4.5 million from that 200 bob. Yet, utakuwa umeweka less than 1.5 million. That is the power of compounding. And that is the power of being a young person right now. You have time on your side. So the question is, will you get started today? Juu, at the end of the day, nitamaliza and I'll sit and the session will be done. But if you don't take the step, hiyo itaenda tu hivi na itakuwa inakusaidia. Alright? So, 200 bob per day, the next 20 years, you can choose to have the 4.5 million or the 1.5 or nothing. For those of us at cancer, the choice is yours. Alright? Okay. The previous slide. Previous. Yes, thank you. So, what are the investing options that we have in Kenya? I love an interactive, but yes.
Bonds.
Yes, bonds.
Real estate.
Yes,
Real estate.
yes, real estate. Someone else? Yes, stocks.
Bills, treasury bills.
Yes, T-bills, and so many others. Whether there's a debate on whether a money market fund account is a saving or investing option. What do you guys think?
Investing.
I think ina depend na ile purpose unaweka.
Investing.
Yes. Investing. Saving, investing, saving, investing. Saving. Okay, so saving, investing, and it depends on the purpose that you are using it for. So here's the thing. In my opinion, it is a saving option. Why? Because it is low risk. Low risk means low return. Alright? Therefore, yes, you can use it as an investing option. 200 bob per day for the next 20 years at 10% or so. But why would you lose out on the extra that you can get? Alright? So, as for me, it is a saving option. However, you can use it to achieve your investment goals. For example, so you can use your money market fund account to save up for an investment option like bonds. So the minimum investment for bonds is around 50,000. Nani hapa kona 50k sahi? Tuweke kwa bond. No one. But you can save 5,000 bob per month for the next 10 months in a money market fund account. After umefikisha your 50k, you invest it in a bond. Alright? So you can use it to achieve your investment goals. However, it is a saving option because of the low risk, low return factor. Alright? So let's define the investing options that we have. Let's start with government bills and bonds. For anyone who's new to the investment space, government bills and bonds means that you loan the government money. Yes, even the government borrows, but tunajua hivi juu ya the IMF loans and so forth. So you as a citizen of Kenya can loan the government money. And what is this money used to do? It is used to, ideally, okay, it is supposed to build hospitals, the roads, infrastructure, etc. So ideally, you as a citizen of Kenya can loan the government money. And what do you get in exchange? Well, you get, not that you can get, you get interest on the amount that you have saved. For example, this you have invested. This month that the government has issued, is it 3 bonds? One is a 21-year bond, meaning the people who will invest, and the minimum, remember, the minimum is 50,000. The people who will invest will get interest every 6 months. So that's the first type of investment option. Government bills and bonds, loaning the government money. And in exchange, you get interest. So for bonds, it is every 6 months. For bills, it is once the bill matures. Alright? So for example, there are 3 types of bills. The 6-month bill, the 182, 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year bill. Alright? For government bonds, we have various types. We have the infrastructure bond, which is by the all investment returns, that is the interest that you earn, is taxed in Kenya. But for infrastructure bonds, the interest that you earn, you do not have to pay taxes on it. So this is the most liked bond in Kenya. Anytime the government issues, most people invest. Alright? Okay. So government bills, government bonds, real estate, yes, in building houses, and buying land, etc. But did you know that you can invest in real estate with as little as 1,000 bob? Did you know that? Nani ako interested in real estate more where you invest? So you can invest a minimum of 1,000 shillings in real estate through something we call REITs, Real Estate Investment Trusts. And you can get them on platforms like VUCA. There was also another one a few years ago that was on the stock market, but ilitolewa. Yeah. So you can invest in real estate with a minimum of 1,000 bob through REITs. Another type of investment, yes, stocks. Investing in stocks means that you get to own some of the best companies in Kenya. What is your favorite stock company in Kenya? Ni gani huwa unatumia every day? Yes, KPLC. Gani ingine? Safaricom, nice, yes. Madam? Oh, CIC, yes, the insurance company, CIC. Yes, Brookside. Which companies do you admire here in Kenya? Tumesema zenye tunatumianga. Which company do you admire in Kenya?
Crown Prince.
Yes, Crown Prince. How many banks, with all that money they handle every day, well, you can get to own part of those companies, apart from Crown Prince, which is not listed, and Brookside, they are not listed. You can get to own part of those companies through investing in the stock market. Alright? So stocks means that you are part owner of that company and you can get to do that through the stock market. Kindly, next slide. Okay, I'm on this, and if you have the PDF, you can go to the next 2 slides. Next one, please. So, I have created a number of videos on the topic of investing because I might want to share so much, but at easy can take a whole day. So I have created a number of videos on my YouTube channel. You can scan that code to get to it, whereby I have explained what stocks are, sahi tunajua ni part ownership of a company, the process of investing in them. Safaricom, kama unataka kununua, I have shown you the process and what it means for you. So once you invest in shares or stocks, what do you get in return? There's things that we call dividends. Tulisema ya bonds ni interest. For stocks, you get dividends. Each year, some companies share part of their profits with you, the investor. And this is what we call dividends. So I have explained all the terminologies on that channel. So feel free to scan and search for my name, Gertrude Njeri, on YouTube, and you'll get the videos there. Alright? Okay. Now that you know the investing options, can you go back 2 slides? Previous. So can someone please read for us the practical tip under investing? Someone?
Start by learning and with what you have.
Yes, start by learning. Nani amesikia about crypto? Kila mtu. Nani amejaribu kununua? Nani amelose pesa? Yeah. So before you start your investment journey, step number 1 is to learn. Nilianza na kusema, while I was in campus, I made my first investment. But do you know that I studied this investment option for 2 years before I invested? So that's one mistake that I see most new investors making. The moment you hear something can make you money, unakimbia kuweka pesa zako hapo. And you lose it. Why? Because you have not understood how that investment option works. So step number 1, before you put your money in anything, step number 1, learn. I naongea about stocks, but do you know it took 4 years of learning about the investment space, about the stock market, for me to buy my first 100 shares. So step number 1, learn. Okay? And the best thing about our investment space is that you can start investing with as little as 1,000 bob. There's some shares on the stock market that go for less than 1 bob. Yes, less than 1 bob. CAC, I believe it's trading at around either 1 point something or 2 shillings. Meaning with 1,000 bob, you can get how many shares?
1,000.
Yes, around 1,000 shares of CIC. But before you place your money in anything, understand it. No, when I invest my money, my 1,000 bob, will it make 1,000 bob for me? Or is there a chance of that 1,000 bob going down to 800 bob? Alright? So step number 1, start by learning. And you can start with whatever you have. 1,000 bob, 5,000 bob, 200 bob. The investment space is open for everyone. Right? Okay. Next slide. Next. The previous one. Yes. So there's your verse. Do not despise these small beginnings. Start with what you have. Right? Okay. Next. So once again, I'd like to invite you to the 100K savings challenge, whereby we are saving 100,000 by the end of the year. I'd also like to invite you to join the thousands of subscribers on our YouTube community, whereby I post videos weekly, on a weekly basis, teaching people about investing and saving. Alright, so feel free to join us. Any questions? Comments?
Hamna maswali. Yaani amsave guys. Simuliza hata pesa ya kusave mnatoa wapi?
Alright, thank you so much. Oh, we have a question, yes?
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Kelvin. I have a question in regards to automation.
Yes.
Umesema maneno ya automation. Yeah. So can you, mtu anaweza ongea na bank yake ifanyie automation into the different accounts that you want? Maybe you have a savings account, investments account, salary account. I wanted to know more about your process of automation.
Okay.
Mtu kukaa na invest.
I know.
Hi, do you save after the spending or before the spending?
Okay.
Any other? We can start with those two.
Okay, so in regards to automation, we have said that automation is before you get to touch your income. A certain amount is deposited into your saving account, investment account. And yes, you can talk to your bank and set up the automation process for banks. It is called a standing order. Alright? So yes, you can talk to your bank or you can set it up on your M-Pesa app. Right? I wish I had done a video on setting up the automation process on M-Pesa, but I'll do it. So stay tuned on my YouTube channel. I'll post it there and I'll also share a link with Felix so that he can share it with you. But it is so simple. It is simply giving orders. From my 50K, I want 5,000 to go into this account for my savings. This account, 5K for my investing, and so forth. It is you who is giving the order, standing order. I hope that answers your question. All right, so the next question, do you save after spending or do you spend and then save? The trick is the moment you start by spending. Okay, in finance we say that spending is paying everyone else first. So you pay KPLC, unampea pesa yake, your baker, you give him the money, everyone else gets a piece of your income before you. Let's change that. Save and invest first, and then spend later. This is what we call paying yourself first. The funny thing is that most of us, we think that the moment we save first, we will not have enough money to pay our bills. That's wrong. And it's a right. The queen has started showing it's a lie. Okay? This is a lie that we are telling ourselves. The moment you invest and save first, you will find a way of paying your bills. And the thing is, saving and investing is paying your future self. Right? Because we have said saving, setting a certain amount aside to use it in the future. Investing, setting a certain amount aside so that it can earn more money for you, right? And how is it earning? It is earning for you in the future, meaning you're putting money into your future self. So save and invest first before spending. Try it out this month, and I promise you, you'll get a way of paying your bills. How many of us have ever wanted to increase our income? You are earning 30K, unasema akitu, nikiweza ongezwa tu ifike 50, I'll start saving, I'll start investing. The moment you get that increase, maybe ikifika 80 ikifika, maybe ikifika 100. How many of us are guilty? Yeah, the working class, unaelewa. That's the thing. The moment you start earning an income, if you do not start forming this habit of saving and investing, it will be very hard for you once you get that higher income. So learn to pay yourself first. Save and invest first, then pay everyone else later. Alright? Okay. Any last question before I sit down? Okay, just a minute. I was expecting this question on your income pass. Ulipata pesa aje ya kuinvest. So should I answer it? Okay, so here's the thing. You cannot invest if you do not have an income. True? Yes. Therefore, step number 1 is to find a way to make an income. Right? Whether you are in campus, you are working, tafuta a side hustle. For me, in campus, I did so many things. During the holidays, tukienda hiyo holiday ya 4 months, my first job was working in a factory. Yes, in a water factory. We were working from Sunday to Sunday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Yes, for 4 months, that's what I did. That was my first job. Right? Another thing that I used to do in campus, how many of us make this home detergent? Nice. Yeah, so you get where I'm coming from. So during one public holiday, nilienda YouTube, I discovered that you can make your own soap. So what did I do? I started by making soap for my mom. Tukajaribu and it was nice. So once I went back to school, nilianza by kuuzia our neighbors. Then once I went back to school, I used to make it in my hostel. So, factory, kuuza sabuni. The thing is, what my mom says is that dirty hands, clean money. Clean money, dirty hands. You mtaelewa the part later. But ideally, there's no one who will know how you got that money. So be humble. Tafuta pesa. That's the only way that you can get started. None of us took on a generational wealth. Therefore, we have to get started from somewhere. Alright? So, nisisikia anyone akona excuse that hana pesa. Tafuta. Utaipata. Alright? And also, I used to be in the school varsity team. Tukienda weekends, we get paid. So that's when it started. Through that small amount, I was able to save, and therefore, in campus, second year by the way, I made my first investment. And 6 months later, my money started working for me. So that is how I got started. The journey might be different for you, but the point is, start from where you are and start with what you have. That is it. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Tutaongea baadaye.
Pigeni makofi mzuri. So thank you so much, Gertrude. I believe sasa umeona saving is possible. Sindio? Even Jesus saves. So guys, I think tunamaliza the session. So before we move into the next one, nataka kuwakumbusha something yenye hata mimi nasema ni